This is Michael Popok with Legal AF with legal breaking news. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office is reportedly moving towards indicting Donald Trump for a state felony for attempting to bribe Stormy Daniels to keep their affair hidden with $130,000 in hush money while he ran for president. This implicates Allen Weisselberg, the disgraced convicted felon CFO of the Trump Organization, who has not only been convicted of 15 counts of tax evasion, but is testifying on behalf of that same prosecutor's office, the Manhattan DA's office, against the Trump Organization at present for their own tax evasion. The focus appears to be to try to squeeze Allen Weisselberg to flip again a second time on Donald Trump by indicting him a second time for being a participant in insurance fraud. In this case, the insurance fraud that the Manhattan DA's office has been looking at is whether the Trump Organization, through Allen Weisselberg, lied to their insurance company, Zurich, when Zurich asked them if the appraisals for all of the properties owned by Trump and the Trump Organization were conducted by an independent appraiser. Apparently, Allen Weisselberg looks like he told them yes when he knew it was no. That gives rise to a whole nother set of charges they can use against Allen Weisselberg to squeeze him to testify in the Stormy Daniels affair. To remind everybody, Stormy Daniels alleges that she had an affair with Donald Trump. Michael Cohen testified already that his then boss, Donald Trump, authorized him to make the Stormy Daniels affair go away while he was candidate Trump, that he approved Donald Trump $130,000 payment that came out of the Trump Organization, meaning through Allen Weisselberg, the CFO, to Michael Cohen, to Michael Avenatti, the disgraced attorney who is serving time related to stealing the money from Stormy Daniels. So Allen Weisselberg is a key component there because it links the Trump Organization and Donald Trump and his checkbook directly to Michael Cohen and then the payment that was made to Stormy Daniels. The question for the Manhattan DA's office today is the same one they had when Cy Vance was the head of that office instead of Alvin Bragg, which is A, was this a cover-up for a second crime, meaning it's a misdemeanor, it's a felony instead of a misdemeanor? Was Trump trying to cover up not only a illegal campaign contribution, but was he also trying to cover up some other second crime? Because you need a second crime in order for this charge against him that the Manhattan DA's office is considering to rise the level of being a felony. So you've got at least three lawyer felons involved with this, right? You've got you got three felons in total. You got Allen Weisselberg, you got Michael Cohen, and you've got Michael Avenatti. But the key here is, does Alvin Bragg have the brass ones to now bring this case against Donald Trump? And the answer to that seems to be yes. If this was recorded as an illegal entry, or this was recorded on the financial books of the Trump Organization, the payment to Stormy Daniels, in a way to cover up whether that payment was being made to her for whatever purpose. I'm sure it didn't say hush money next to it. If that's the case, then Alvin Bragg likely has his second crime and his ability to go after Donald Trump now for a felony. The other reporting that's coming out is that Cy Vance, who was the original Manhattan DA, head of that office before Alvin Bragg, gave instructions, so the New York Times reports, to his prosecutors to convene a grand jury for the purposes of indicting Donald Trump. But as soon as Alvin Bragg took the office, he decided to put a kibosh on that, leading many in the office and those that left the office, like our own Karen Friedman-Agnifilo, to express disappointment, I guess is one way of putting it. Ire is another way of putting it, by the new prosecutor's decision to not follow through with Cy Vance's instructions. That also led to the two special prosecutors walking out the door last February. Breaking news then, Manhattan DA's office looking to indict and prosecute Donald Trump for the Stormy Daniels $130,000 hush payment. Ben Meisalis, Karen Friedman-Agnifilo, and I will cover this story as it develops on Legal AF midweek on Wednesdays and Saturdays for the weekend edition. This is Michael Popok for Legal AF, signing off.
At MeidasTouch, we are unapologetically pro-democracy, and we demand justice and accountability. That's why we're spreading our message to Convict 45. That's right, gear up right now with your Convict 45 tees and pins at store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com.